Well, the last portion of today's midpoint workshop is the Project 2, right? Everyone now has your proposal done already, right? Now it's time to somehow figure out how to implement your project, right? So if you look at the timeline that we have this fall semester and then 3 semesters to finish our project. Officially, in this coming fall semester, there's no obligation for you to finish any kind of official assignment for your project. But on the other hand, it is an expectation that you will continue work on your project during the fall semester. And that's the reason why we kind of moved the 597-1 from the fall. It used to be in the fall semester, right? But at that time, we kind of figure out, well, some students, they don't have enough time in the next semester in the spring to finish the project. So we decided to move that to summer so that you have a whole year to work on your project. And before we kind of energize ourselves and push ourselves forward and then try to come up with a good project, let's talk about the purpose of the project. Okay. The way I look at that one is, most of you will get this Master in Software Engineering degree. Some of you do not have computer science as an undergraduate bachelor degree. So this degree actually is quite important because although you are an industry practitioner for a long period of time, but I think that, at least that's my impression, other people probably view you as an outsider. Okay. You kind of jump into this software bandwagon and start your career, right? So our degree offers you a chance to really formally say, hey, I'm an insider too. Okay, I have a degree in software. So in this case, whenever you want to showcase your insider's status, I think the project is a good project. You can kind of mention, hey, I did this project in the master degree study or something like that. So the project somehow leads far beyond this your 2 years degree period. Maybe 10 years, 20 years later, you still will mention something about your project. Okay. So for this reason, you may want to consider to invest more time and energy simply because the ROI, return on investment on your project, probably is much higher than the return on investment of, for example, 542. Simply because that project actually lasts longer, right? 20 years from now, you probably still have a chance to mention, hey, I did this project 20 years ago when I finished my master's degree in software engineering. The return on ROI is one consideration, right? The second one is, for those of you who plan to use a project as a career launching pad, because you spend 3-4 years in your current position already, and it's about time to really start another endeavor. Okay. So at that time, I think that you will go through this interview process one more time. Again, right? And you know that nowadays the interview process is, very time-consuming, very challenging. You probably visit the company 8:05 and then you talk to 5 or 6 people, okay, all the way to the afternoon, right? And during that 1 day long time conversation, you don't want other people to do the talking. You want you to do the talking, okay? Because if other people do the talking, you'll be in trouble, all right? Because they show you all kinds of different questions, and you will be on the defense side all the time. You want to do the talking, right? Again, the whole day interview typical, all right? So you want to dominate the conversation. Right. Look at that one. From that perspective, what kind of thing you want to talk about your master's degree for? Right? to the 542. Wow, you know, Professor Chen is really a wonderful guy, or that kind of thing. Come on, nobody will listen, right? So what is something you want to talk to? You want to discuss, you want to describe your project, right? What kind of thing you do from start, you know, to end, you know, what kind of process you went through, that kind of stuff, right? And nowadays, you know, because the information or knowledge explosion, 20 years ago, I still kind of dreaming, hey, you know, I'm a good learner, I can learn it all. Nowadays, no. There are too many things out there. You can't really learn it all, right? So what happens is, you need to rely on other people to help you to learn. So to speak. Believe it or not, when you go to the interview, you know, the other side of the table, sure enough, they want to grill you. But at the same time, they may want to learn something from you too. Really, really. Okay, for example, we have our interview too, you know, the new faculty came along and we want to grow them too. But on the other hand, hey, I want to learn something from those new faculty members too, to see what kind of new trend, new stuff is out there. I don't know, right? Okay, so in the interview process, really think about that. Don't just defend, because the other on the other side of the table, those people may really want to learn something from you too. They don't say it out loud. But once you mention, hey, I haven't done this project this way, that way, wow, you know, they rather to pay attention to that instead of show you some kind of a difficult question to shoot you down, and then, you know, make you feel miserable, that kind of thing. All right. So if you look at the whole picture from this point of view, then that justifies the fact that you really want to invest heavily in your project. Okay. That's the reason why I kind of mentioned that I really encourage you to spend your time during the fall semester also. Try to have a steady progress so that you can make progress toward the beginning of spring. Sure enough, once we reach the spring semester, most likely I will be the instructor there. I will kind of formally assist you to make more progress to wrap up your project, because it's a regular class, so you have to somehow do something. Then I will set a milestone so that, you know, you have to achieve that one. Okay, but during the fall semester, in some sense you are on your own. But on the other hand, since Dr. Kang and I teach 2 of your courses, and then so we are in constant contact with you anyway. So in some sense, it's not on your own also. If you have any kind of questions related to your project, you can simply contact us, and then definitely we can respond. We are in connection with you through the class already, so for us it's really not an additional burden at all. Okay, so in some sense, you are not alone for your project during the fall semester. But I do wish that you take the initiative, right? It's about time for everyone to really, really nurture your own initiative to do things, right? I know that sometimes it's kind of hard. I try to practice that all my life. And even now, I try to start my own project, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Make sure that I have progress. Right? So I don't have a lot of, smarter way or kind of unusual thing for you regarding how do you push your project forward. My only advice is actually for myself. You simply put one foot in front of another. Okay. And then if you do that, yes, you will have progress, okay? If you stand alone, well, time flies. That means you stand still, then the things move away from you, okay? So another thing I do for myself is, for my own project, I keep a project notebook. Every day, I put at least 1 row of entry there. Today is, certainly August the 20th, whatever. And then I said that what I have done. Okay, if I gather some information from a particular website, I actually write down the link there. Why? Because you may forget. Okay, and later on, you know that. I think that is a common experience. Okay. Yes, all knowledges are out there. Yes, they are all there. Okay. However, trying to locate the one you need actually is not a fun thing. It's very time-consuming, right? Okay. You kind of Google, read this. Oh, that one links to the other one. Okay, I'll visit there. Before you realize, hey, half an hour has been passed. Right, okay. Finally, you get a place. Yes, this is really good. Very good, useful stuff. Right. So at that time, I actually write it down. Why? Because maybe 3 months later, I need to review that one more time. Right. And I really don't want to repeat that search process. Spend another half an hour to find that link again. Right. So I actually write that particular link on my daily entry. Okay. All right. And sometimes I'm busy, I can't do anything. I'll have to say, hey, don't give up. To remind myself. I didn't bring my book, but you open it up. There you can see a lot of entries there, so don't give up. Keep going. I don't know. Okay, that's my way of telling I push myself. Okay. All right, and also if I, encounter something interesting, I finally realize that I try to write it down as a very short paragraph there to describe what kind of difficulty I encounter, what was the solution I came up with. And the reason I did that is because, I don't know, I'm getting old. So 3 months from now, or even 3 weeks from now, sometimes I forgot. I don't know whether that happens to you. Maybe you guys are young, energetic. Okay. Well, remember everything. But nowadays, everybody's multitasking. Okay. Okay. All of a sudden, you guys' email came in. I have to drop whatever I'm doing, kind of reply, right? And then all of a sudden come back. Where am I? Right? I kind of say. All right. Maybe that's a factor there. Okay. So over the years I learned. Listen, I put that question in my approach. The important link there. What is a critical piece of information or critical idea there, so that in case 3 weeks later, I encounter the same thing. I don't have to spend time, to go through the whole process again to get that kind of answer. I just read that. Right? Okay. And also, that for most of our software engineering courses, when you express your own understanding, that actually forces you to go through this somehow the process in the brain to make sure you do understand what you are talking about. Automatically reinforce that or nurture or grow that knowledge instead of just very passive reading things. The passive reading will never really, the knowledge you obtain from the passive reading is not truly yours. It's kind of strange, okay? The knowledge becomes yours if you kind of reading, process it, maybe you add a lot of twists into it, and then you kind of express out. If you go through the whole cycle, that's yours. Okay. If it's only half cycle, no, it's not yours. Okay. You got easily caught. Okay. So anyways, that's kind of my own personal thing. I don't know whether that helps you or not, but at least that's my part. Maybe we can have some kind of real-time forum discussion here. So, do you want to share anything about, pushing the project forward? If I remember correctly, you actually supervise a lot of projects in your organization, right? Right. Any kind of comments? How do you push your project forward?
My own project?
Yes.
I guess Dr. Ning mentioned that the successful factor is to be disciplined and also have your own own insight to keep going. So I think my personal experience is the motivation. I think at the end of the day, after you have full-time work, it's really hard. You sit down in front of desk, you just want to rest. But in the meantime, you have a bunch of material and articles to read. So I think that I guess the motivation is really a key factor to support myself, keep going. So I guess some insights, because after this degree, we get the inspiration and help with the career. So I think that's keep me going. Besides that, I have just two general questions.
Okay.
The first question is, since we provide the, I guess, feedback every semester, every course, I'm just curious to know what are the most mentioned areas that the program can be improved. Just curious, generically, what are the areas this program, what are the most mentioned question or improvement people ask?
You mean the program or the project class or the whole program?
The whole program.
Maybe so everybody can. We have 3 faculty members so far.
Yeah, before we get into that, very quickly answer these questions. We'll get into the quiz session in a moment.
Oh, okay.
It's very
We can delay that question a little bit. So let's focus on the project itself.
Let's do part of the 7.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can learn.
Any question about the project? Okay. One thing. Because we kind of came up with the project proposal in this very short 5 weeks period. Okay. And in the 4th semester, you kind of get into it, and then you think, oh, well, I need to do some kind of modification, right? So before the whole session, I guess you mentioned, okay, well, I probably promised too much. Okay. All right. Well, it turns out that the proposal is not really 100% binding contract. We really don't want to put that as a legal document. Hey, I promised I would do this, so I had to do that. Otherwise, you get an F. Okay. Because this is academic world, so I really want to have a little bit freedom there, and also encourage action and aspiration instead of, this is a contract, don't violate that. If you violate that one, then you're in trouble, that kind of okay. So along the way, yes, you can make a modification. It's a minor modification, so that's fine. So you can either inform Dr. Kang or me, hey, Dr. Chen, hey, this is my minor modification, just let you know, that's fine, okay. If you want to make a major modification, for example, even changing the project title, 180 degree direction, yes, you need to contact us, right, and discuss. Through discussion, we need to understand, your motivation, your approach, your new approach. Right. So, as I mentioned before, because Dr. Kang and I are teaching your 2 classes this semester, so we are in constant contact already. So there's no problem at all. All right. So that's the approach. All right. What else? For those of you who focus on the product, as Dr. mentioned in the morning, and sometimes he mentioned that too. Our program kind of have 2 focuses. One is product, another is process. Okay? So for your project, some of you focus on the implementation. It's the product. Okay, so you focus on the process. So you came up with something that gives you the opportunity to go through the process. Right? So basically, we have those 2 different directions. For those of you focusing on product, obviously timing is very, very important. You really want to utilize the time to start setting out everything, running the system, running environment, so that you can do something every day instead of every starting time is take an effort just like big machine. The warming up take 10 minutes and then blah 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 that kind of thing. That would make this daily effort really painful. So set out your environment, first, have some kind of running things, compilers ready, everything's ready. And then so that you can just go in and do something, and then come out and then switch to the task. I did that because I developed my own project or products under the Ubuntu, so I have this VMware setup, so I can easily start another operating system without too much warming time. And then I have all the compilation process script written already, so I can compile again and again. So we should do the same. Any other questions related to how to put your one foot in front of the other every day? Yes.
So usually these project manager rejecting
okay. So the question, let me repeat the question or repeat the question here. So sure enough, this is still an academic class. So there in the end, you do have a standard. And then if you fail to meet that standard, and obviously we have no choice but to reject your policy. Now the question is, well, what are the main reasons for rejecting your policy? Speak, right? I would say that the number one reason is lack of effort. Okay. And if you wait, and then spring semester comes along and you still wait, and then the last 5-7 weeks before the end of May, then you start working on that one. In the end, there's not enough material. There's not enough any kind of artifact there. And lack of effort is the main reason to reject the
So if you pass project 2, means the project approved, or
yes.
Is there a separate process? Okay, so
yeah. Similar to the proposal, if you get a grade, passing grade for your proposal, yes.
I have a suggestion for that. That's also how you manage your risk. Yeah, there's a possibility. So what you do is, try to set up a milestone and finish some of the stuff and send to the professor, get feedback. You don't wait until the last moment. Here's what I got. So, before you're submitting the final stuff, so you have to finish something. Is there any issue? I may have to make some change, email Dr. Chen, get approved. The worst case, usually, hopefully, that's one of the reasons we do this project 1 year early. It happens from time to time, and people cannot finish. Then you're going to have to extend the project to next semester or next year. It's obviously you don't want that. Because, so you try to get it done. And the risk management, and also you look at a proposal already approved. What's the most difficult part? Remember the risk management? So maybe in fall you try the difficult part, see if I can do it. Okay, that's like a real project, right? Feasibility. Let me try out. Hey, I saw this, then take care of remove the bottleneck.
Once we go into the spring semester, yes, there will be a milestone set up of the class already. So that part you are not alone. So, all right. Yes.
For software implementation project, do you guys need a source code?
Yes. Yes, because we need to verify that's part of the work. Any other questions? Yes.
Is there any kind of a showcase at the end of the class and all the projects?
Yes. I do not know whether you attend, David. I can't remember. In my proposal class, we have peer review. Okay.
Is there any finished projects? Like, we just see all the finished ones?
It's closer to the finish, so it's pretty much in shape already. Yes.
I believe that this program has allowed me to give good recommendations to existing software companies that are out there. I mean, being that I've interviewed, I've been able to ask questions.
Okay.
And at times these, software engineers have been in business for a very long time, they weren't able to answer some of my questions. So I think the program has allowed me to learn a lot and give valid recommendations to software companies. sometimes I would ask them questions and they can't answer my questions. So, or sometimes, for improvement, you've allowed me to learn, to improve the process for software development. So.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so
very good comment.
And I do not have, my undergraduate degree is not in software engineering or computer science, but it has given me a broad perspective to look at a project, or to take a look at what these companies are doing out there and how we can go about it and improve the software development process. I mean, this one company that I interviewed with, they had a lot of bells and whistles on the software. And so, and just analyzing it immediately, I asked myself, well, you know what? They only needed a few, maybe 20 to 30 requirements instead of having, 50 or 70, right? So again, I believe that this program has allowed me to get a good grasp on analyzing a big picture of what's taking place out there.
Good. Well, thank you for your
So that's just my
comments
opinion.
on our program. Really appreciate that one. But I don't want to kind of mention that one. Yes, we open up this kind of broad view on the software engineering as a whole, but digging in is on individual parts. So digging in would create depths.
Right.
The individual depth. So I encourage you to not just satisfy with this broad overview, but you need to figure out where is your special area and try to create depths. Okay, that's a way to come up with a very long-term good career. So you have a broad view, but you need to intelligently pick up the area and then dig in with the depth. That's the safest way to sustain your long, prosperous career.